Hi guys, welcome in to our masterclass. We have a topic to talk about today. So something that has obviously been on the forefront of both TikTok and obviously now Instagram is Reels. And I will tell you that Reels will get you more exposure than any other function right now on social media. You may have seen people go completely viral and their following and who is getting exposure to their account skyrockets. And that's what I want to teach you. I want to show you how you can do this for your account, not only the energy behind it, but also the mechanics behind it. So some of you guys, as you guys are jumping in, feel free to say hi. Let me know who I'm chatting with. Let me know who I'm hanging out with. I am going to pop on a little bit of some background music while you guys are popping in. But today's masterclass is going to give you such a good solid foundation of what are you looking to actually create on your social media. How can you get additional exposure, which exposure is just people falling in love with you and rolling into you, your story, your experience, your life, wanting to be friends with you. Hey Judy, hey Nicole, thanks for being here. So this ebook that I'm gonna somewhat be going through because it is a thicker one. This ebook will be uploaded into our OneDrop library for you guys. Those of you guys who are subscribers will get free access to it. This masterclass is like a $200 masterclass, just so you know. So there is so much valuable information that I wanted to make sure that you guys had access to. So make sure you jump in. Hi, Alicia. Hi, babe. Hi, Terry. So make sure that you jump in and you actually download this ebook because it'll give you some step-by-step instructions on how you actually will start to implement Reels into your social media strategy, okay? So we're going to go through a little bit of some mechanics first. So hopefully y'all know who I am. My name is Keely Martinez. I'm a co-founder of OneDrop. I'm a doTERRA Presidential Diamond Leader. And I have a love, an affirmation for social media, for building my business online. I have taught both in-person classes and I have built a brand in the online space. And I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not jumping into the online space. Now, I know some of you guys could be feeling like, oh, but I just don't really know what to post or what to say. Or even with Reels, feeling like, maybe feeling a little bit silly or maybe feeling like, I don't know the mechanics behind it, so you sit in that paralysis. Have any of you guys ever done that before where you know you should do something, but you just like literally sit back in paralysis and you're like, I'm just not going to take any action because I'm not 100% clear or 100% confident on what the next step is, right? So that's what I'm here to break down that barrier with you guys, and then I'll leave you with a fun challenge at the end, okay? So first part is first, the actual setup and gear. So something that you will need is a phone, an iPhone, some type of smartphone. I use an iPhone. I love it. It is a business write-off. It is my business tool. I run my whole business from this. So make sure you have some type of smartphone, some type of lighting. You guys can see that I'm very well lit here. I have a ring light behind my computer that I make sure that I'm well lit. So that way it's not, I'm not trying to shoot something from a cave. Now, lighting is actually really easy to create if you don't have a ring light. So all you're going to do is you're going to find a window, hopefully with indirect sunlight from it, and you're going to put your phone in front of the window and you are going to stand right here. You do not want to be in between. You don't want your phone to be facing the window because then you're going to get backlit and you'll be dark. It'll look like you're in like witness protection. Okay. So hi Diana. Hi babe. Okay. So you want good lighting, right? Like that is again, capturing to your audience. Okay. A tripod of some sort. I use a basic one from Amazon. It's not anything fancy. I think it was like $25. You want something to hold your phone. mainly because you do not want to be leaning your phone up against something, because this angle right up your nose is not the best angle, okay? Hey Bev, thanks for joining. So a tripod of some sort, and a tripod is nice if you want to shoot something, say outside, or you want to move. A tripod makes it so you still have that stable foundation with being able to move around your house, okay? And then an app that I love using is called InShot. Now, again, this is all written out in here, so you guys don't need to be like scrambling and taking notes. But the app called InShot makes video editing on your phone so simple. Like, it's very basic. This is not some, you know, you're not becoming a videographer, but it's very basic to be able to cut and stack and splice your videos as you need it to be. Or if you want to batch your recordings, which I'll also talk about, it makes it so that way you can do that and you can store them on your phone just in case the Instagram app has a glitch, so all your work isn't lost, okay? So you always want to be backing up your reels onto your phone, okay? So InShot is a great free video editing app that you can use right on your phone. The paid version is really affordable too, so totally worth it. Other tools, like behind the scene tools that I use, Canva. Canva, if you don't utilize Canva yet, it is an incredible free graphic design tool that you can access from your desktop, you can access from your phone. There's an app for it. It just allows you to create things on brand. So if you have specific fonts you love or colors you love or whatever the case is, Canva allows you to create cover photos, or it allows you to create basically anything for your business that you want to. And then obviously one-drop designs for anything, you know, doTERRA based. So if you're creating some type of reel and maybe you need stagnant pictures, you've seen the reels that have the pictures kind of like rotating through really quickly. OneDrop is incredible for that type of stuff, to pull a bunch of stagnant pictures and to showcase them that way, or to use them for your reel cover photo, especially if you have a certain aesthetic that you're going for on like your actual grid of your social media. Utilizing OneDrop, putting your name or your logo or whatever the reel is about as the hook on that cover photo, and utilizing that. So that way it's not like, because when you're in reels, you can pick a picture from your actual reel, but sometimes it can be like, you know, you speaking halfway, or there could be a part where like you don't have a good cover photo. So what I love to do is utilize OneDrop for that too, okay? So these were just, Lynette is just jumping in. These are just tech gear and setup. So we went through having your phone, a ring light, some good lighting, a tripod or a phone holder, the InShot video editing, utilizing Canva, and then utilizing OneDrop, okay? So yeah, any questions for OneDrop can be directed to support@OneDrop Designs. We are happy to answer anything for you guys, okay? Okay, so the next thing is understanding the basics. So some of you guys have created reels and you've jumped in and you've played around in there. Others have been way too scared to like understand the mechanics behind it. So I'm gonna go through this, okay? So number one is outlining your content. Reels are about taking a similar piece of content or a trend and making it your own. So something along this lines is taking a trend of like, you know, right now a trend of texting someone is trending on Reels. So you're texting like, you know, hey mom, can you bring me something natural to help me sleep? And then her texting back being like, Key, you sell doTERRA essential oils, use your oils, right? So it's like a texting trend is happening right now, or there's a trend with people dancing, doing the like up and down dance, right? So like, again, you're posting something that might be a little bit controversial, or a little bit about like, you know, hey, I worked a 9-to-5 for 10 years and decided to become my own boss. And then the dancing part is like, you know, and now I'm killing it. I have my time freedom and, you know, helping people, right? So like you can see how you can take, again, these are very general for just doTERRA, but you take your niche of whatever you want to share information for, and you apply them to a trending sound. So you might be wondering, how the hell do I find a trending sound, Key? In every reel that you are watching, at the very bottom where it shows the audio, if it has an arrow that's pointing up that way, that means it's trending. So it's a really easy way to scroll through reels, get ideas and then grab that trending sound. If you tap on the sound too, it'll open it up. It'll open up all the reels that have been created with that sound, but you can also save that sound. So you can save it for future use if you're just kind of doing a little bit more research of what you want to actually create, okay? So the outline content is important. What do you want to share? How do you want to share it? And having that intention before you jump into actually recording, okay? So then you're going to record your video. You can do it in real time or you can batch them. We'll talk about that. You're going to edit your video. So reels allow 15 second, 30 second, and 60 seconds. I believe 60 seconds is slowly being trickled out to people. I don't believe everyone has a 60-second reel option. Yeah, Amy, you're totally correct. She said the covers, work in your post grid, but they just changed reel grid to bounce. So it's almost like a boomerang now in your real grid. I don't know why they changed it, but it'll stay stagnant in your actual post, but it'll boomerang you in your others. Okay. Okay. So you're editing your video and I'll show you how to edit it in the actual, reel and in the Instagram app. Okay. You're going to add your sounds and words, which I'll show you how to do. And then you're going to finalize and post, or you can save it to a draft. Okay, so this is a way that you can batch all of your content, where you can take 2 or 3 hours of your day and record 4, 5, 6 reels and edit them and have them ready to go, where maybe you don't like getting ready every day. Maybe your time is super tight and you want to be able to stay consistent with posting. This is a really good way to do that, to stay consistent, but also to have good content to share. Okay. Hi, Nadia. Hi, babe. Okay, so the title is really important. What you put onto that first 3 seconds will dictate if people are going to stick around, okay? So they call it your hook, right? So, and hooks can be I didn't realize how much I needed X, Y, and Z, right? It can be something along the lines of, I found out the hard way about this. So you guys know what that feels like when somebody tells you something. It's like that cliffhanger. Wait, tell me more. I want to know the story behind this. So your hook is the way that you get people's attention to help them to want to learn the story from you. Okay. The length again, what's interesting too is, so some of these songs can be 60 seconds long and you could have access to 60 seconds, but sometimes the shorter reels, the 7 seconds to 20-second reels, actually perform better because they're really fast, they're really consumable. And so don't drag out the reel just to match the audio. You can actually post at any cutoff length that you want to. Okay. So keep that in mind. And then music, finding your trending music. Again, you're looking for that arrow pointing up on the audio. Okay. Yeah, this will be stored in this group. So don't worry about, missing parts of it. Okay. It'll also be linked into the back of the ebook too. So that way, if you download the ebook, you'll have that access too. Okay. Something that I do love, especially for our, product that we sell, is doing voiceovers. So tutorials, and this is where so many people are like, I don't want to show my face, Key. I don't, maybe there's something you're insecure about, or maybe your house is messy, or maybe you're just not feeling like getting on camera. Maybe you're not gotten ready, or whatever the case is, you actually don't have to show your face. That's the beauty of our oils and our products, is you can even do a voiceover of showing people hey, this is how I created a custom blend. This blend is for, my friend who is, looking to help sleep through the night, something like that, right? And so you just show, you literally again, you need a tripod because you need something holding your phone, but you show yourself making a custom blend. And again, it's, you can do a stagnant post on this, but this walks people through the story. And that's why reels are so viral right now, is it's very short storytelling. So become a phenomenal storyteller and people will literally enroll in the brand of you. Does that make sense? So, the arrow does show. I was actually just on my Instagram, Lisa. So the arrows are still showing up. So I don't know if that's maybe an update or not, but that's the other thing to keep in mind, is things change. Today is November 19th. And so Instagram likes to change things like this, right? And so this is what's pertinent right now with what I'm seeing is going viral, what's not going viral, what's working, trends. I'm also in a Instagram training, Instagram training program too, that I'm gaining a lot of insight and information from that as well. So just kind of taking some of that information and laying it out to you guys, okay? Okay, the basics of an Instagram reel. So let's talk about transitions, because our eyes are attracted to movement, which is why dancing and pointing. How many of you guys are like, really, Key, I gotta do this? Like, you know, like I don't want to be the dancing person, but the eyeballs are literally attracted to some type of movement. This is why reels are working better than stagnant posts currently, because there is the movement going on, okay? So this is where you don't have to be the person dancing and pointing, but even having transitions. And so I actually recorded a how to create Instagram reels specifically for you guys. That video is linked in here for you, okay? So if you are like, I need to see you doing it behind the scenes, Key, the video is linked in here for you, okay? So, and then I did outline it step by step, because again, I know what it feels like to be stuck in that confusion, and I don't want you guys to feel that way. So if you need to know exactly how to create a reel, I have literally broken it down arrow by arrow, screenshot by screenshot, so you guys understand all of the intricacies of how to edit, how to create effects, how to create filters, how to upload your cover photo. All of that is covered in this section. I'm not going to go through it on here just because you need to see the visuals for that, but it is in your ebook, okay? Okay, so let's talk about creating content. Let's talk about some really quick tips of like, okay, maybe you're sitting back and you're like, I don't know what to post. Like, what do I share? Like, maybe you feel like a boring person. I will tell you, you're not boring. There is not a single one of you who are doing doTERRA, who are on this earth, who are watching this training, that are boring, okay? Like, you have value to share. You have people that you can touch and help and inspire to change their lives, okay? So I want you to first embody that. I want you to feel that energy of like, I am meant to shine bright. I am meant to be that lighthouse for people who feel lost at sea, okay? Like, that is actually what our oils do, is they bring hope, they bring healing, they bring the empowerment that people are desperately searching for. And so if you're playing small, if you're like, I don't have the time, or I don't know what I'm doing, take that energy and flip it around into a like, no, I get to do this. Right? Like the have to versus the get to is such an energy shift of like, no, I get to be able to share what these oils have done for me. I get to be able to touch new people. I get to be able to be creative. I get to be able to show up consistently. I get to is a very powerful statement, not only with your doTERRA business, but with your life, right? Like, you know, how many of you guys have said, oh, I have to go to work, right? Like, I have to go work out. And I challenge you to change this. I actually just went through a massive mindset training, so you're also getting benefits of that. But I challenge you to change this into, I get to show up and teach you guys. I get to show up and pour into you guys. I get to host one of the most beautiful, inclusive platforms that offers so many tools to people who are sharing doTERRA in the online space. Like, I get to do these things, and it's such a blessing. And the energy of gratitude in your life will literally shift your whole life. Like, no joke. So yes, Nadia said it perfectly. Make it an opportunity versus an obligation, right? Love that. Okay, so let's talk about creating content. Number 1, talking tips. If it sounds just like sharing a tip through stories for 30 seconds or less, that's because it is. Fast, efficient, and sure to grow your account. You can point to each tip to create movement, right? And again, you guys, this is not hard. You feel a little silly before you put the words in, but some of my most viral reels have been literally me being like, that's all. Like literally one of my reels that went viral was like, you know, changing it from like, again, same topic, I have to do this, or this is happening to me versus this is happening for me, right? Like that was one of my most viral reels that literally skyrocketed. It was maybe 8 seconds, 10 seconds. It was not long, but it was just this, okay? And I'm going to show you how to time and how to put up your words so that way they align with your pointing, but it can be as simple as that, okay? Mythbusters. Asking a series of yes or no questions, answering them for your audience. So again, what are things that maybe you're seeing as a trend from your customers in your classes that they're asking you questions about? Or what is a trend that you're seeing as resistance from people getting started with essential oils? Or what is a trend that you're seeing that maybe you had resistance against getting started with essential oils? Or you know, what is something, like my friend Dana did a reel on the fact that like her family hasn't been to the doctor for a sick visit in 9 years. Like that's pretty phenomenal, right? So what is a mythbuster you can share? How, number 3 is sharing about your business. So how did you get your first customer? Why did you first start the business? Fun facts about yourself. What's your dream lifestyles? What's a behind the scenes of your day? People love behind the scenes, like love them, okay? Before and after transformations. This is another one that like you totally reel people in. It's like, here's my life at the beginning, and then here's my life now. And what does that look like? Whether it's through health with using your oils, or whether it's through building your business and having that time freedom, or whether it's like, you know, you writing out your goal to be able to go on a vacation and then it flashes into you being on that vacation. Again, that's incredible proof of you manifesting your most amazing life, okay? And using doTERRA as a vehicle for that, right? Like that's so cool to watch. That's so inspiring to the right people, okay? And I say that about the right people because there are going to be people out there who are like, oh, that's not possible for me. That can't happen for me. Like, you know, good for her. She's lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I'm intentional. I'm intentional with how I show up. I'm intentional with where I put my energy, and I'm intentional with the goals I want to create. And I ask for support from God. Like that's how you create a dream life. Okay. So again, reels, especially if they go viral, just prep yourself because you might get some comments from people, but it doesn't matter. Like they're not your people anyways. Okay. Okay, so, and then number 5 is quick hacks. So like what's an awesome 15-minute hack? Like an example is like taking your lemon oil. How many of us have used lemon oil on a sticker? How many of us? Probably everyone, right? Like you just put your few drops on, you rub it on, and then it literally peels right off, right? So a quick hack. And again, these are all outlined for you guys in here. Number 6 is sharing your personal development. Maybe you listen to podcasts that you love, or maybe there's a book that's changed your life. Like what is something that your ideal client would look at and be like, oh shit, I want to listen to that podcast. I want to know about that, right? Office vibes. Maybe you work from home or from your car. I get it. I worked from my car for a really long time. Show people what your office looks like right now, and tag a few friends of like, hey, I want to see your office. Where are you working from right now? And again, the beauty of what we do is the fact that you can work from anywhere, right? Like I could shoot a reel from my patio on my phone and be like, this is my office for today, right? Outfit of the day. Sometimes people just love being able to relate to you and your cute style. What's trending. And again, you have to pay attention to reels. What sounds are trending and what is the theme behind that? And how do you apply that theme to your niche, to what you are selling? Okay. And then a short mini training, like maybe something, you know, you have 10 facts about frankincense. And so it's one of those like, you know, let me highlight frankincense. And you're literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So it's a really quick, impactful, people watch it and think like, oh shit, I need that oil in my life, right? Okay. So those are just some really quick tips on creating content. Now I want to talk about how do you create reels without showing your face. How many of you guys on here are like, I don't want to show my face? Like, just type in me in the bottom. And again, I get it. And you can absolutely still go viral without showing your face, and which is kind of epic, right? Okay. So now if we're talking about not showing your face, what we're going to talk about is we're going to think about step-by-step tutorials. We're going to talk about recipes. We're going to talk about utilizing more of your surroundings than your face. All right. So number one, you're going to, again, outline your how-to video. And with this, you're going to want to make sure that you set up whatever like process that you need. You're going to want to make sure that you have whatever props you need, because you're not going to be going like this, right? And you also don't want it to be like your finger pointing on a desk, right? And so one of the social media gurus that I follow, he is phenomenal at coloring, not coloring, but like drawing different things. Yeah, so he'll sit there and he'll draw like along with his reel, which I think is so cool. So again, tap into your talents. Are you good at that? I would be drawing stick figures. That would not be my zone of genius, but he's brilliant at it and he shares really valuable tips, okay? So figure out what you need to share, find some good lighting, and again, have your props and your things there. The cool part about doTERRA, honestly guys, is the fact that like you could do a tip of the day every day without showing your face. You can show people how to DIY things. You can show people different blends. You can showcase different essential oils, even cleaning your diffuser, utilizing your diffuser. So yeah, there's so many different ways that you can actually show up in this, okay? And then make sure that you're adding captions and words, especially if you're not showing your face, all right? And then make sure that you have a really strong call to action at the end. So that's if you're not showing your face. And again, I have a full video tutorial in this ebook that doesn't show my face at all. So it shows you like step-by-step kind of how I did what I did for that reel, okay? So let's talk about covers. So some people ask, do I actually need a cover? Do I need to create a whole nother graphic to have a cover? And the short answer is no, you actually don't. I actually don't. If you look at my social media, most of my reels I just take a screen clip from the actual reel itself and I keep that as my cover photo, okay? But if you have an aesthetic or maybe the reel is moving too fast to get a good screenshot, you can create a cover photo. So I'm gonna give you a few different options for this, okay? Number one is you can create this in Canva. You can create your own basic template in there and be able to go in and switch out whatever you need to switch out for that, okay? Number two is you can actually, so what I'll do sometimes is I'll go through, I'll record my reel, I'll save it to my drafts, and then I'll go into my stories and I'll just take a quick picture. And then I'll put whatever type or, whatever the hook is. Because again, you don't necessarily just want a picture, but I'll put whatever the hook is in there. And then I'll turn around and I'll use that. I'll go back into my drafts. So to get into your drafts, just in case you've never done this, you're going to go into your reels in your profile. So you're going to tap on your reels and the very first box is going to be kind of grayed out. Those are all your drafts, okay? So you're going to tap on that and then you're going to open up the one you want to edit and you can then upload your cover photo. And the cool thing that Instagram did see right away, which is awesome, is they allow you to post to your grid. So you'll slide that little toggle over and then it'll open up a preview so you can actually adjust up and down to make sure that your cover photo is centered. When they first launched these, it was what it was and good luck. So you can adjust your cover photo to make sure it looks centered. And then and it doesn't even play that when people play the reel. That's just what kind of sits on your grid, okay? So we give you the sizing on there, okay? All of the sizing for what you need if you're gonna create your own grid or your own cover photo if you're using any other type of app other than Canva. Canva does have one that's already set in there. You just need to click on it, okay? So let's talk about going viral. Again, we talked about, number one, the idea of going viral is you get mass exposure to an audience that you would have never had exposure to, right? And so things that tend to go viral are things that tend to speak a very loud story to people, something that's highly connective, something that is either super funny or super heart connection, or like my most viral reel that I did was actually me. It was funny. It was me like pulling down my mask and changing into an alien. Okay. So like, yeah. So you can, viral reels can just give you exposure to a whole new audience, which can be a blessing for your business. Cause say you gain 10,000 followers in, 2 weeks from a reel that goes viral. Out of those 10,000 followers, there probably is a handful of people who would be interested in essential oils. Will they all be like your ideal niche client, target person? No, not at all. Like keep that in mind. You'll probably have a fall off, especially if they just like that one reel, but that's okay. Like you just continue to create. Okay. So using trending sounds, using trending topics too. Hot topics are hot topics, guys. Like I will tell you again, when I talk about anything sexual with our essential oils, those tend to be the things that pop off because, it's kind of a hush hush thing where I don't understand why. But, so find the things that for you, you can do whatever you're comfortable with, but find the things for you that if you saw it, you'd be like, holy shit, I relate to that, right? Make your content shareable. So making sure that you should never have a business account that's private. Like you can't, it would be a private account, but if you're trying to grow anything in the online space, make sure your account is public. Like it has to be seen by other people. Okay. If you have pictures on there that have like your kids or you don't want people seeing, create another account. Don't intermesh your personal account and your business account and keep it private. You are literally shooting yourself in the foot. Okay. And then sharing your personality. I will tell you that mask thing is like, that's who I am. Like, I like to make light of the craziness of the world. And I just like to make people laugh and feel a little bit of some joy. Right. Okay. We are good on time. So we're going to go through understanding your insights. So insights are kind of the mechanics behind a reel, so you can understand like, is this working? Because there's a lot of people who will create reels. They'll be so consistent with it and they show up because Keely told me I should create a reel a day for 30 days. And so I'm showing up and I'm doing it and I'm checking the box. Number one, don't do that. I want to let you guys in on a massive secret. If your intention behind creating reels is just to do what I'm telling you to do, so you are a good doTERRA rep and you're trying to grow your online business, and there's the energy of nobody's gonna care, this isn't gonna work for me, just like all the other shit didn't work for me. If there's any of that energy, I want you to realign yourself. I want you to set an intention around, no, I am so insanely good at sharing these oils online. My account is going to go viral. People are going to be so excited to see what I come up with. People love the content that I create. I open up my creative downloads so easily to put out content that people are needing and adds value into their lives. Do you guys feel the energy shift between that? I don't want you to check a box. I don't want you to go through the motions of doing this, because then you're going to come back to me and you're going to say, Kia, I've been posting every day and it's not working. And it's not that it doesn't work. It's that your mindset is blocking you. Do you understand this? Don't block yourself. I promise you, you might feel like, oh, she told me my mindset needs to be good. If you bypass this, it won't work. If you bypass this, it will not work. Please take the time to sit down and to write some intentions around this, to know that your voice is needed in the online space, to know that you add value, to know that the way you show up is exactly what you need to be doing, and it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing, okay? So keep yourself in your aligned flow and know, like, almost embody it, okay? So like, if you're just starting out on social media, you're stepping into that embodiment of, I am fucking amazing at this. Like, people flock to my social media and can't get enough of what I have to share. People are so excited to see what I post next. People love my content, tag and share my content all the time. My reels go viral all the time. And it's that confidence of knowing. So it's not hoping, it's not wishing, it's knowing that you're adding value, that this is exactly how you're meant to build your business. And maybe you have a story around, the only way my business grows is by teaching in-person classes, and I can't do that, so my business isn't growing. Start to unravel some of these stories, because it's not serving you. It's actually not true, because I've built my business in the online space, I would say 95% of it, and I'm a presidential diamond. So and I say that because I want you to feel that it is possible. It is absolutely possible for you to create a massive business from your phone. Okay? All right, I'll get off stepping off the soapbox. Okay, so insights. We actually put my viral reel in here, but this gives you an idea of your insights of how many people have watched it, how many people have liked it, how many people have commented, how many people have shared it, how many people have saved it. Like over 4,000 people saved this funny reel, right? So it gives you an insight on how things are actually performing, okay? I love you guys too. I just want you to know how incredible you are. And you can create whatever you want to create. There's so much. That's another masterclass for another day. But, okay, we're going to go through a few algorithm basics. I'm not going to dive deep into all of these, but basically what is working right now? The algorithm is I don't know, like your hormonal older sister who's always changing her mind. I want this. I don't want this. Here, you can have this. No, I want it back. Why would you touch it? Why would you even look at it? So there is, it's always moving. It's like a moving target. It's always pivoting. And you just need to, stop making the excuse that the algorithm's working against you. It's not. It's working for you. The algorithm always works in my favor. Okay. We're going to put that out into the universe for you. Okay. So number one, you are going to be creating fun and entertaining reels. If you're silly, be silly. You have full permission to embody you in the online space. Let people fall in love with you. Allow it to be your creative space. Okay. Number two is being inspiring. Showing up and sharing things that inspire you. Maybe you've read something in a book, or you've done a training and you're like, this is me. This inspired me to take action, or this inspired me to find courage, to find my voice, whatever that is, share that. Use the tools Instagram gives you, add stickers and text and effects and sounds, filters. The app basically wants you to play with the app, okay? So in your stories, if you're not utilizing polls and the slides and the question box, start utilizing it. Start today, okay? Shooting vertical videos, make sure that your videos are vertical. If you flip your camera this way, people are gonna be like, this is dumb, and keep scrolling, okay? And then make sure that they're good quality. You always wanna make sure that the quality of video that you are posting out is good quality. Don't take reels or videos in a dark, in your dark kitchen or in your closet if you're hiding from your kids. Make sure that the quality is there, okay? All right, using your reels for your business. So Instagram is a great way to build your community, which you guys know. Instagram reels can grow your reach and boost your visibility, and it's a fun and engaging way. This is the other thing that I always think about too, is all of my customers pretty much follow my social media. So even as much as my social media is a lot of kind of all over the place, but it also, when I share something about doTERRA, I'm educating my customers too. So I make sure that I jump on, I educate my customers, I make sure that the content is educational, I make sure that I'm sharing my products and my service, I'm making sure that I'm sharing how to get started. So even in your caption, which we'll talk about in a second, making sure that people know, how do they get started with you? If a reel goes viral, the last thing you want to be like is, shit, I forgot to tell people how to get started, or I forgot to tell people how to get in contact with me, right? So, and then create authentic content. Create content that is just you. you're unapologetically growing and moving and pivoting and figuring out like who you are and healing things and stepping into being this leader and stepping into being this business owner, bring people along that process. So many times we feel like, oh my gosh, I need to be perfect. Like, I'm a business owner and I need to present myself like a polished business owner. And I will tell you that people appreciate the messy middle more than you can possibly understand. Like, the relatability between that of, oh my gosh, like I've had those days where I'm just a puddle on the floor, and you know, I've reached for my oils and they've helped. Or I've had those days where I was a puddle on the floor and I don't have oils, so I am going to contact her because I want to feel empowered in those moments, right? And so allow people to see the process. Think of it in a way of documenting instead of creating. Sometimes for my brain that helps me, where I'm like, no, I just need to document like what I'm going through and know that it will literally attach to the person who needs the message, right? So utilizing it for your business is a beautiful blend of you sharing why you love these oils, why you love, you know, how they incorporate into your lifestyle, and also sharing just like the realness of who you are. Okay. Okay. And then last but not least is content batching hacks. So, Nadia, I will come back to your questions in just one second, babe. Batching your reels. This is where, if you have limited time, or maybe you're time blocking, you're calendaring, your doTERRA business, if you're doing that, you're actually sitting down and you're saying, okay, for these 2 hours, I'm batching my reels. So you've already outlined the content that you're going to share. You know the audio that you're going to share. And you do your wardrobe changes, right? Like, you don't want all your reels to be in the same clothes, okay? So you do, if you're showing your face, you're doing your wardrobe changes, but you're batching them so they're all done in the same time block. And the reason why this is beneficial is because your brain is in the creation mode. How many of you guys, like, this might actually answer a little bit of your question, Nadia, about just creating content when you feel blah sometimes. Like, it's really hard to feel inspired in the moment if you are trying to get the kids ready, get out the door, you have this to go to, you have this to do, and you're like, I have 20 minutes to create a reel and I don't freaking know what I want to create, right? So being intentional around number one, write out, like, every Sunday I do calendaring. I have 2 hours that I sit with my calendar and I look at my schedule. I make sure that I'm time blocked for all my different businesses and for all the things for me, for my kids, all the things, okay? So time blocking is important, but also when I'm sitting down on Sunday, I will sit down and I'll write out like, okay, this is my weekly theme. So maybe my theme this week is all about babies. So what are 5 reels that I can post this week? Maybe you have a new baby, right? Like, again, I'm generalizing, but like, if I have a new baby, what are things that I use? I love a like lullaby sleepy blend, right? And so I'm going to show them how to make a lullaby sleepy blend. I'm going to show them, you know, the making my own soothing lotion with using doTERRA's natural lotion and a drop of lavender in there, and, you know, being able to utilize that. I'm going to show them a really simple teething blend. I'm going to show them, you know, how we create or how I set up her diffuser, and what are the oils that I keep in her room. And again, you're just educating through showing your life, right? And so it's more difficult to have to be inspired around the creativity part every single day. And this is why batching is a benefit. Okay. So if you sit down and you can just brain dump, even if you just have the idea, Nadia, like, even if you just have like, these are the 6 things I'm going to share about, you can look at that and think, okay, I know what I need to create, right? Versus sitting in that, like, scrolling through reels and trying to figure out, like, what am I inspired by? And I've been there. Like, I am not immune to anything that I'm teaching you guys. I have fully been in that creative funk, or like, is that going to add value? Is that going to help? Is this so off brand? What am I doing with my life? You know, I have been there too, for sure. But these are the things that I know help and that I know I can go back to, is like, okay, let's sit down and let's just scratch out a full sheet of, here are some ideas. All right. So when you batch your content, record all your videos, do save them to your phone. There was a glitch in Instagram, I want to say last week, where for a lot of accounts, it deleted out drafts. And if you've spent 2 or 3 hours creating content, it can be a little bit devastating. So when you save it to your phone, it will not save with the audio. So write down what audios you're using, okay? Whether it's in your notes, on a notepad, whatever, but save it to your phone. So just in case anything happens to your drafts, you still have the full video with all of the words popping up. Like at the very end, you're gonna click on save, okay? Before you post it. But then you have it stored in your phone as a backup, okay? And then you're going to write up all your copy and your hashtags. And what's interesting about hashtags is it used to be like, use 30 hashtags. You can use a max of 30, use them all. It's the search engine of Instagram. But now Instagram actually will search the caption too. So like if you've typed up like, you know, I'm helping to support my teething baby, blah, 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 blah. Like the SEO actually hits the caption too. So be very aware that your caption is actually searchable too. Okay. Okay. What other questions do you have? But shouldn't you have a very specific niche? Like you can't post about babies one week and then about oils for cooking, but your niche, it depends on who you're talking to. So do moms cook? Pretty sure most do, right? So again, it's not, I mean, I'm not selling to babies, right? Like you're not selling to babies, you're selling to moms. So that's where understanding your niche, understanding who is she. Obviously, if you're talking about babies, she's a mom, right? You know, maybe she has a passion for baking with her kids, or maybe she has a passion for cooking with her kids, and that speaks to her multiple times. Or maybe she hates cooking. Like I hate cooking. The kitchen would be the last place you'd probably find me in. That being said, is I still appreciate learning things that like, oh, I could use my lemon and rosemary in with my chicken. Okay, like I can get on board with that, right? So your niche is not necessarily like just that, you know, that topic, so to speak. Your niche is the person. Like if you were sitting at coffee with your ideal person, who is she? What does she like to do? Where would you find her? What are her hobbies? Like where would you find her at Target and Starbucks, or would you find her at the gym and with a protein shake? And not that those are different. I embody both of those, but you guys get me. Like understanding your niche and who you're specifically talking to is the person who comes to your profile and they're like, oh yeah, she's posting things that like speak to me, right? And sometimes that's the old you, the version of you, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's an ideal client that you're like, I just work really well with moms. Maybe you're, you know, you don't have kids but you have really good insights on how to help people manage their stress level. And a lot of the stressed people in this world are moms. So, that hopefully answers your question, babe. Okay. So this masterclass will be linked in here. That's an awesome freeze frame of my face. But this whole book, you guys, it's a lot. And not a lot, but it will help you. That was the point of me creating this, is this will help you. Here you go. This has everything you need in it. But it's 10 steps to becoming the real deal and to taking action. And again, I just want to leave you with this. Please take action from an aligned place. Take action from a place of how much of a badass you are and how incredible you are and how much this world needs your voice, needs your light, needs you to show up, needs you to make mistakes, needs you to grow and learn in front of them, okay? Like I have grown in front of my audience for the past 7 years. I'm definitely not the same woman I was when I started my Instagram, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the people who have watched this, you know, transition and this growth process through me and have held a lot of love and support. And I'm grateful for attracting the customers and the clients and the business partners that I have into my life because they are so aligned with who I am, right? And so set your intention first. Know that you're deserving of this. Know that you can create whatever you want to create, but you have to be intentional around it and aligned with the right energy, okay? You're welcome. I'm glad it was so helpful. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I love you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be back next month. I need to look at my schedule for December because it's a little crazy with the kids and the holidays and all the things, but there's a ton of master classes in here, you guys, and they're free. Like these are classes that people would pay hundreds of dollars for. I want you to have them. I want you to be able to absorb this information and implement it. Don't just sit here and listen to me and be like, oh, I did that class. This is so good. Like, start to implement it, embody it, step into these things. Okay. Like, I'm cheering you on more than you ever know. Okay. So if you need help, if you need support, look at the previous masterclasses. There's tons of ebooks that we offer you guys for free, for our subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed to OneDrop yet, make your life easier. It is the best value for your doTERRA business. Whether you grab PDFs from there for your emails, or you're grabbing graphics for your social media posts, or graphics for your reels, or you're able to educate and inspire your download or your downline through just utilizing downloads from there, or you're able to text your team or email market your team. Like, it is your digital media hub that literally costs pennies for what you get. Okay. So, this will be uploaded. Give my VA uploads it for me. So give her like probably, I don't know, an hour. She normally uploads it when I'm in there. So just look under my name. I'm actually a contributor in there as well, but look under my name and download it, and then you're off to the races. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, it's up. There you go. So just, search Reel, REEL, the Real Deal, or you can just search my name. So it's up there. So if you're a subscriber, you can go and grab it for free. It's a massive subscriber perk. Okay. All right, you guys, love you lots. Cheering you on for the end of this month. I hope BOGOs are going phenomenal for you, and set your intention around the end of the month. What do you want to create? And be open to receiving it, because life is beautiful. All right. Love you guys lots. We'll chat later.